Yo, it's Bernard, aka the Scarlet Spider.
And this is Samir, the King in Black.
Man,
episodes of the Angry Blerds podcast, where the nerds are black and the nerds are angry.
So you just gonna do everything you want to hurt? You got something to do?
I am on my birthday weekend. I'm turning the ripe old age of 35. Thank you very much.
That's a lie. That is a lie. Man, you are a liar. Samir is literally born the same year as me, so he will be 37. The same way you put the same way you put my stuff out there when I was going to do it at the end of the pod, we're going to do it at the beginning for you. So let's give Samir a round of applause for turning 37 years old.
I'm not 37.
You got a little bit of gray in the beard as well. I don't know if that's but it looks kind of
a little peppering is sexy and welcome. Okay. I'm just saying, I'm not 30. I'm turning 35. Going backwards.
And Brady,
I'm going backwards.
Do I really have to put the Friends clip in here again about Joey getting mad about turning 40? It's like, my God, why?
We will not promote that show. I hate that show. That show is a pox on our people.
You didn't even know the full story until you saw a clip of Erica Alexander on The Breakfast Club.
Nah, I know it now.
You know it now, but
key, sir. Information is key. When you take in new information, you change your opinion based on it. If you don't keep going, disregarding the information, do you not, sir? Is that how it works, right? That's how information works, right? That's how knowledge, information works, right?
Samir, but it's better to get the information when it was more relevant as opposed to 3 years.
It's always relevant, sir. It never stopped being relevant. What they did to that show and how they overshadowed it will always be relevant. It's very indicative of how they treat our people. Okay?
Okay, and you got to remember, that wasn't Friends' fault. That was Warner Brothers Television's fault.
Yeah, I know. They just got caught. They just kind of just capitalized on the privilege.
You out here crapping on Friends when you need to be crapping on Warner Brothers Television.
I crap on them too.
No, you just crap on the CW. Warner Brothers Television does a lot of stuff, so it's not just whatever's on the CW. It's Warner Brothers Television. Everything Warner Brothers Television isn't necessarily on HBO Max and the CW. It's also branched out on stuff because you forgot Lucifer was like Warner Brothers Television production that aired on Fox that went to Netflix.
Okay, anyways, let's go on to some housekeeping.
you got no comeback for that?
No, I just want to get on to our next story. All right, geez, we got some housekeeping. We have a death.
We got housekeeping. Who died?
Yeah, we have a death.
Sizemore?
No. So Maon Kurosaki, she's a singer and voice actor, and she passed away from a sudden death due to a chronic illness she had. I didn't know she was chronically ill, but I've been listening to her for years, and she has her singles were used as openers for some of my favorite anime over the years, and it's sad to see her pass away.
Did you post really that in the chat?
She wasn't even that old. I did, yeah, it's up there. She is not even that old. She was what, 30, 38, 30, 37? How old was she? Hey, I'm looking at her age right now because
the link you posted is in Japanese.
Yeah, she's born 88, so
come on, Samir.
Yeah, she's actually younger than us.
Do the math. What's the age?
Yeah, man, that sucks. So it's kind of terrible to see her pass away at like 35, and I'm not sure what chronic illness she had, but yeah, she's done a number of openers and endings for shows such as Excel World, High School of the Dead, Legend of the Heroes, Drifters, Rewrite. I mean, it just goes on and on. Let's see. In 2016 she released a best of album. So that really seed accolades as well. She had a very lucrative career as a voice actor and singer, mostly a singer though. But God, it sucks. She Blood Seed. There's so many good shows I watched, and it's really shitty. Kind of one of those hits you right in the feels.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we also.
Oh, hold on. They have a cause of death. She was diagnosed with epidural hematoma.
Okay,
I'm not sure what that is.
Blood clot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's rough. Yeah, and so that's what she passed away from. So But yes, basically it's a. Well, I'm not going to get into it because we're not a medical podcast, obviously.
Yeah,
but the tough outer membrane covering the brain, this is the blood vessel, blood clot appears there, and I guess it causes loss of consciousness and other things. And complications may include seizures, and other things. So, basically, it wasn't a pretty picture, and you just life's short, man. You gotta take it while you can.
Yeah, we also have to give a rest in peace to Tom Sizemore. So everyone knows Tom Sizemore from something or other. So he was in Passenger 57, Natural Born Killers, Devil in a Blue Dress, Heat, The Relic, Saving Private Ryan. He was also an Enemy of the State, Pearl Harbor, Black Hawk Down, Pauly Shore's Dead. One of my favorite movies that I don't know if it's got a cult following, Paparazzi. What was that movie? Suing the Devil. He also provided voices in video games. Oh, he was also in the revival of the Twin Peaks series on HBO. I mean, not HBO, Showtime. So he actually did the voice of Sonny Forelli in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. He also provided the voice of Sid Wilson in 24 The Game. He was also in an episode of Lucifer. He was on the TV show Shooter that's based off the Mark Wahlberg movie as well. He actually passed away on the 3rd of March after being taken off of life support. He actually suffered from a brain aneurysm. Mid-February, and his family finally took him off life support. So he passed away at the age of 61.
Yikes. There was a 24 game?
Yeah, I think it was like PS2.
That could have been very good. But yeah,
2006. Yeah, PS2.
Yeah, it's sad to see him go.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't big into 24, but I mean, you got to remember, dude, it was like the early 2000s. Almost every TV show that was like action based or something like that had a game. Bro, Aliens had a game.
Oh, that's right, it did. That was awful.
I'm surprised there wasn't a game for Heroes.
That might have been good if they did some. Anyways, let's not get off subject. Anyways, to Maon, Kurosaki, and Tom Sizemore, rest in power. You'll be missed to your contributions to film, TV, and music.
Yeah. You could have just said entertainment as a whole.
I could have, but I wanted to be more selective. Okay. They deserve that, Bernard.
All right. Samir's being, Samir. He's doing what he always does.
You mean a king? God dang G.
Right. Well, so
Paragon.
I mean, it's a movie that Samir is very interested in. Has just got another cast member. I'm not sure if I'm going to see this. I mean, I have to. Usually, when it comes to stuff, I have to see a trailer because, unlike Samir, I don't go off reviews. Because if that was the case, I wouldn't have watched Ant-Man and the Wasp or any of the DCEU movies. I know, but you're embedded into the MCU. Fabric now.
All I'm saying is
you're gonna watch it if it's rotten or not.
You have to when I watch a movie, I critically assess why it has the response it does. I can tell you now, after the fact of watching Ant-Man and Wasp, the score of 40% on Rotten Tomatoes wasn't that far off. It might have been a little off, but it wasn't that far off.
Bro, you really need to go back and listen to what you said last week because you said this score was not justified.
Yeah, I know. I can recant what I said. This is a problem with America nowadays. People are afraid to be wrong and afraid to walk back their comments. I can not go back and say, you know what? I don't agree with that anymore based on the information and the reflection that I've had. All right, it's okay to reflect. It's okay to take in new information and make deductive reasoning and then go back to your findings and realize it's wrong. Okay,
so you're saying it deserved the 48?
I'm saying it's not. That score isn't as far off as I initially said.
So what should it have gotten?
I'm saying maybe a high 50, low 60. 72 is too high.
Who said anything about a 72? Why are you just throwing numbers out there?
I don't think I said a 72. I said I would give it a 72. I think, and I would have been too high.
I think you said that. We just went on a scale of 1 to 10, and I think you said an 8, and I said a 9 because it's like Scott's buddies.
Oh well, then an 8 or whatever. I would probably drag that score down to I would say maybe a 5, anywhere between 6.1 to as low as maybe 5.4. And I'm actually using decibels now and not whole numbers for a reason this time, not just to annoy you.
Sure.
All right, go back to back to your story, by the way.
So one of Samir's favorite directors, not Edgar Rogers, Robert Eggers. We already talked about him doing the Nosferatu film, but so I think when we first talked about it, we only knew that Bill Skarsgård was going to be in it and Nicholas Hoult. But so Aaron Taylor Johnson has just recently joined the cast, and since then, Lily Rose Depp has joined the cast.
Is Anya Taylor coming back?
I don't know. She's not on here. Emma Corrin and Willem Dafoe. So
Willem Dafoe,
Is Willem Dafoe in every single fucking Rob?
No, but he was in The Lighthouse.
No, he was in The Lighthouse. He wasn't in the Northman. Was he in the Northman?
He was in the Northman also.
See, he's doing the Quentin Tarantino thing.
Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy was in the Vitch, and now she was in the Northman.
You just really need to stop doing that because I know you're doing it just
to
piss me off.
Piss you off.
Yeah, because you know it's the Witch, even though even on Wikipedia it says stylized as, but you know them two V's are supposed to be a W. So stop being a dick. But so I can see a trailer. I haven't watched a single Robert Eggers movie. Northman. Not the Northman. Wow. Okay. Maybe I just haven't had the time to watch stuff, bro. I'm still on season. Nope. Don't do that. I'm still on season 5 of My Hero Academia. That's what I was watching before we started recording. So don't. Like I said, time management sucks when you're an adult.
No, I think your time management sucks when you're an adult,
bro. Your time management sucks. You tell me you ready. Okay, so guys, we started this episode earlier, but we had some technical difficulties because my internet sucks. This fool tells me he ready, right? I'm like, okay, cool. Samir's ready. We can get this podcast out the way. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You know what? This motherfucker up here eating spaghetti. It's like, bro, I thought you were ready. I'm ready. Yeah, he's ready to hit the record. So I'm getting ready to hit the record. He picked the damn bowl back up. I almost lose it. I almost literally broke my iMac because he was like, bro, put down the spaghetti.
What he's leaving out is that Bernard failed to communicate when he was actually going to hit the button. I had the bowl on my desk side. I was enjoying the spaghetti. Now, I was waiting for him to say, okay, Samir, I'm going to hit the button and the countdown. And mind you, our platform gives us a countdown of 3 seconds. It tells you when it's about to start recording.
It's 5 seconds.
5 seconds, even more. Okay? So I had enough time to put the bowl down and get ready. But he didn't say that. He didn't do that. He just sat there.
But also, here's the thing with Samir. He likes to eat on the podcast, despite the fact that I say, hey, Samir, stop eating on the damn podcast.
I don't like
chicken nuggets. I'm hungry. Up here promoting Wendy's like we getting money from them. You got to deal with Wendy's on the low or something?
Hey, if I did, I would. What you say? I say, try Wendy's new fish toast sticks. They're delicious.
No, they're not. Because we both shot on them.
They suck.
We both shot on them.
They suck.
Go back and listen to the episode with Ryan where we're reviewing the Woman King, just scarfing on nuggets. Literally, I'm like, Samir, put down the damn cup or turn it to the side because, we're not getting brand marketing from Wendy's. He going to turn the cup so the whole logo is out. He a jerk. But so when the trailer of Nosferatu drops, great. We can't even talk about the trailer because this guy decided in 2023, I'm not watching trailers anymore.
Not for horror movies.
No, you said movies in general. First you said horror movies, and you're like,
Can we talk about teasers for trailers? Why is it that we get teasers for the trailer before the trailer starts?
What are you talking about? I need an example of that.
When you play a video often and they give you a quick little 3-second teaser of a trailer. Why do they do that now?
Oh, you mean like the trailer's getting ready to start now?
And they give you clips of the trailer before you see it.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Why?
I hate that, and I also hate. Okay, so it's an Instagram thing, really, and it's starting to bleed over to Twitter, and it's already bled over to Facebook. So back in the day, and like maybe a decade ago, or like however long when Instagram gave you video, remember you were only limited to a square, right? Stop posting videos in squares, or like now, like you got the reels, so it's instead of being 16:9, it's 9:16. I would like to be able to see this whole freaking video, please. So I don't even watch like trailers and stuff like that on YouTube because I can't see the whole damn thing. Not YouTube, on Instagram. I just go to YouTube instead. So it's like, now you're not getting a view from me because y'all don't want to post the whole thing. Like when I post trailers on our socials, I don't rip them from like Instagram and everything. I literally go to YouTube and like go out of my way because I have an Instagram app where I can just literally like repost stuff. But it's like I'm not going to diminish the video because TikTok culture. But yeah, so we'll let you know when the trailer for Nosferatu drops. Samir, give me your story.
All right, so this is another redo. But yeah, let's knock this one out. Karan Soni has been cast as Spider-Man India and Across the Spider-Verse. And we might know him from such films as Deadpool 1 and 2. And what other stuff he was in?
He was actually on Miracle Workers on USA. It was that show with Daniel Radcliffe where basically like I think they were angels. I don't know what they were, but they were basically like God's like human. And God was played by Steve Buscemi. Like the show kind of jumped the shark after the first season because it's like you had a good like outline and it's like you didn't know where to go after that. But he was also in 2016's Ghostbusters, Office Christmas Party, Detective Pikachu.
Ghostbusters?
I'll tell you in a second because I got his filmography up right now. He was Benny.
I can't remember.
Yeah, he was also in Rough Night. Did I see this movie? No, I didn't see Corporate Animals. But he was also in Pokemon Detective Pikachu. He was also in Always Be My Maybe, Super Intelligence, which is I think on HBO Max. And he was
he wasn't Always Be My Maybe. He was in the band.
Okay. He was also in that movie that everyone's like, oh, Disney didn't promote this. Strange World.
I mean, Disney didn't promote that.
Bro, Disney did promote it. He was also on a few episodes of The Goldbergs, which is actually ending this year. He was also he did a voice on an episode of Big Mouth. But yeah, so like I said, I have no problem with Karan Soni providing the voice of Puppeteer. I can never pronounce his last name. Prabhaka. And Across the Spider-Verse Part 1? Or is it just Across the Spider-Verse? Because then they changed the second one to Beyond the Spider-Verse or something like that. I don't know. But, so yeah, my only issue with that is the character redesign. I liked his design in the comic. I felt like it did, reflect his heritage. Because, I mean, the shoes, like the lower half of the costume was very...
Yeah, the costume was dope in the comic.
Indian. Yeah, but like the whole hair having out thing, and we've gone over this before, and I'll always say time and time again, I do not like when character costume changes are made in film because Marvel is, what's the word I'm looking for? Marvel does it habitually. So like, hey, as soon as, Star-Lord shows up in Guardians of the Galaxy, guess whose costume is going to change despite the fact that we just got a brand new suit for him in the comic. So, so it's just like, I'm kind of over that stuff. Like that happened with X-Men. Remember when all new X-Men started when Grant Morrison was writing it? That movie came out with the black suits. All new X-Men came out. Everybody got black suits with a little bit of yellow on it.
Let's not forget the Mystique debacle.
Did they actually do that in the comic?
Yeah, people were pissed. It did not last long. They drew that back quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know about that one.
Let's not forget Star-Lord.
I just literally went on what, bruh.
You broke up.
Hear me? But are you?
No, I can't hear you because you broke up again.
No, I said that. That's what started this whole rant. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's when you broke up.
Like at the beginning?
Yeah, I didn't hear that part.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, man, I'm sick and tired of Comcast. But yeah, so stop changing costumes. What you got? Oh wait, never mind. That was you. I'm tripping. All right. So one of the games that we are looking forward to in the second quarter of this year, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Survivor. So the director, Stig Asmund, wants to make Cal's story a trilogy, meaning that the third and final game could be coming from Respawn Entertainment in the future. So he was speaking to IGN Unfiltered about sequel discussions before Fallen Order was even released in 2019. He said we were already talking about a second game. I mean, frankly, we were talking beyond, and these are conversations that when we're breaking the story with Lucasfilm, it's like, well, what are we going to do with a second game? He said, I always wanted to see this as a trilogy. How can we take Cal and the crew to new places beyond what we are doing in the first game? We had a pretty decent idea, a time frame where we wanted Survivor to take place, what the stakes were going to be, and the tone of the game was going to be, what Cal was going to be against, and how the crew was going to be a factor in that. And there's ideas what we could do beyond that as well. So, hey, if Cal gets a trilogy, I'm all for it. Do you think Cameron Monaghan is actually ever going to be Cal in like a live action Disney Plus series or an upcoming film?
I'm all for it. He's been doing a good job so far. And I can't wait for this too. I'm so psyched for this next game.
Yeah, like I said, when we originally recorded this episode, I have already pre-ordered the deluxe edition of the game. I will not be getting the collector's edition of the game because to hell with limited run games. And yeah,
there's other places that you can get.
No, you can only get the collector's edition with Cal's lightsaber hilt from limited run.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, the hell with them. All right, Samir, what you got?
All right. All right, so I'm gonna gush a little bit about Final Fantasy 16 because they just released a lengthy preview of the game recently, and all right, so Yoshi P, who is I think he's the lead director of this game, also the lead director of Final Fantasy 14, if I'm not mistaken. He basically gave an interview recently on why we're not getting a PC port on this game, and it's like it's infuriating because we already talked about this, but we have to reiterate it again.
Yep.
But they told us it was coming out on PC a year and a half ago when they first revealed the game.
Well, they put an asterisk on the.
Don't matter. They put the issue is no one was expecting them to do
Samir,
it.
here's the other thing though. It's like one of them little fine print asterisks. So it says in big like 32 font letters coming to PlayStation and like eight like the font size is 8 with the asterisk also coming to PC.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, fine. But now it comes out that we have to wait over a year.
It's like, a time release.
Right, but it's 6 months. Why not they shouldn't have said that in the first place. And then
Samir,
we were delightfully surprised.
Samir. So I know you're angry, but you should know by now that PlayStation has been getting all the time releases for Final Fantasy since 7 Remake. Because remember, you couldn't play it on PC until, last year? And that was like a year and a half? Wait. Because remember, that's the whole reason why you bought it on PS4, because it was a timed release.
Yeah, I know. So here's there's other issues I have with the game. So now I'm actually one of the people who are excited about the dark tone and the setting and whatnot. But God, what was this guy's name? Hang on, I'm pull this up. This dude's name.
Was it HR Huffing stuff?
Hang on, I think his name. I want to get his name right before I say anything.
I know, but I'm trying to get you to talk so there's no dead air.
We're talking right now, nigga.
I know, but before that, you just kind of went quiet and just started looking for research. So it's like now I'm having a one-way conversation because you kind of like laser focus and you're not responding to anything I'm saying.
Okay, so all right, so during an interview about Final Fantasy 16, the question was asked that why there aren't any POCs in the game, right? And we probably talked about this a while back, but I'm talking about it again because
we've talked about this multiple times.
Yeah, it really is tripping up my excitement for this game. It's like, should I A, disregard it, or B, not just kind of, not play the game because I feel insulted,
So it's really up to you, man, because we just had this whole conversation about the hypocrisy of you buying Hogwarts Legacy on the gray market.
I didn't buy it.
I said on the gray market.
Yeah. They didn't profit off of it.
I know, but you still bought the game.
But they didn't profit off of it. The issue is the issue isn't so much whether or not you play the game. The issue is either are you from promoting and or are you helping them profit off of the purchase of your game? Like for instance, don't go out and buy a pair of Yeezys, right? But if they fall off a truck and you ain't pay for those, okay, you can probably wear them without guilt.
Nah, because people are gonna be like, bro, really? You wearing Yeezys? That's like the people who complain about child labor, but you have an iPhone. You have a Samsung Galaxy. You need
a phone. So what should they do? Consumer electronics are just, swarmed with child labor. I'm pretty sure they're not, but I'm pretty sure that there's some companies that don't use it, but a large portion of them do. And there's no way to check that.
Not even if it's just child labor. Bro, you don't recall like a few years ago, in China, the factories in Apple were overworking people. Like people were starting to commit suicide, so they put nets outside.
Yeah,
like on some circus shit. So yeah, it's just like it's everywhere, bro. That was that's the reason why in the Child's Play reboot, the Chucky robot went nuts. The guy was being overworked and he screwed up the code, then he killed himself.
Right. So, all right. Anyways, I don't know who's at fault for this whole debacle, but I guess the fault lies on Naoki Yoshida because he was asked.
Yes, the fault was falling on the director. Is like, yo, so
yeah, but there was a translator there. So was the translator effing up, or was the guy? Anyways, I'm gonna say it's Naoki Yoshida.
I'm gonna say both. Well, no, because he's translating what the guy is saying. The translator is pretty much the bipartisan party in here, so he's the middleman.
I mean, he could have helped Cuz out because
so he gonna lie for him. He's like, bro, I'm getting paid to translate. I don't get paid to lie. Because what he said again, there weren't black people in Europe.
I believe that Final Fantasy 16, we weave together a variety of people of colors and cultures set in a sweeping fantasy narrative in a world, and the one that we strive to create with care and respect. This is what he said after the fact. And we hope that players will be able to take up the game in their own hands, and we will be able to see they will be able to see what we aim for, and we will hopefully ultimately be able to connect with that unique experience. So he kind of glossed over it, but I don't know. It's not looking great.
It is not. Because when we originally recorded this episode, I said, so we just need to realize that Japan overall is kind of still racist. Like, bro, you can look up clips of people in blackface doing Axel Foley impersonations and whatnot. It's like, plus,
Axel Foley?
Yes. Eddie Murphy's character in Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so it's just like, come on, man. I'm calling a spade at this point. It's like, stop the game.
Yeah.
But you got any more to chime on that? Because I'm going to keep it in video game news.
Let me see. Is that the only thing that came out with recently? Yeah, that and the game does look breathtaking. Honestly, it looks amazing, and
Samir's going to buy it twice.
I'm just conflicted, But that is the existence of a black man in the United States. Conflict. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
All
right. So, really. So, keeping in the vein of video game news. So, Samir has actually revealed on this podcast, it was either last episode or a few episodes ago, that he has never beaten a Legend of Zelda game. He said Ocarina of Time, but I'm not sure if I believe him. So, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, which is the sequel to 2017's Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, has actually been clocked as the largest game so far for the Nintendo Switch, which is a system that's been out for 6 years now. And that size is going to be 18.2 gigabytes, which is small compared to most PS5 and Xbox Series games. Obviously, I don't even know what the smallest PS5 or Xbox Series. I don't know. I would have to look it up. But anyway, so Compared to regular Switch games, Breath of the Wild was 14.4 gigs, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was 14.38, and Fire Emblem's Engage was 12.68. So I really want to know like how big the map is going to be, because there's also parts in the game where, you know, you're above the ground, like in like a floating kingdom. So is that making up the additional 4 gigs of space, or are we? Because I honestly cannot wait to play this game. They need to hurry up and give me a release date so I can go ahead and pre-order this bad boy, because I was late to the party with the Switch. I was the thing is, I'm very anti-Nintendo. And I've been anti-Nintendo for a while. And it's not because of their standards and practices or anything like that. It's because of the simple fact that I'm pretty sure, like Samir, well, no, because Samir also plays Pokemon. I usually only buy Nintendo products for Super Smash Brothers. So that was the only reason why I had a 3DS, and I was trying to justify having a 3DS by getting other games and trying to play those on the Switch, but guess what? Never played them. I mean, on the 3DS, but guess what? Never played them. Like, even now, like, my Switch is kind of sort of collecting dust, and once again, bought it for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I have a few games that are pretty much Switch exclusives. I bought a few games that I also have on the PS4, and a few games that I don't. So, like, I bought the Spyro Collection. Guess what? Still haven't played it. And I bought that Black Friday. I'm going to say like either last year or 2 years ago. So I'm kind of trying to get past the point of just playing this thing buying Nintendo products for Super Smash Bros. So Samir, do you ever feel like you're in that same boat? Because
I play Fire Emblem also.
Oh, okay. You could have said that. Like, you just let me say, oh, Samir only plays Super Smash Bros. And Pokemon.
I mean, I play the Fire Emblem. I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. But, you know, you're not that far off, because, I mean, the Switch was aged when it first came out. The NVIDIA Tegra processor that thing has wasn't that new when it came out a million years ago. And what is it? What is that, 7 years old now?
It's going to be 7 years old next year.
Yeah, that's ancient in terms of technology right there. That is nuts.
But then again, bros, Nintendo, you know they've always been late to the party. Perfect example, PS3, Xbox One. So I mean, not one, 360. Bro, we in 720p. The Wii comes out 480.
Yeah, it looks like garbage.
So it's just like, great, now I gotta go with the old red, white, and yellow cables as opposed to HDMI. Yeah.
The Switch had an HDMI port.
I didn't say the Switch, I said the Wii.
I'm sorry, the Wii. The Wii had an HDMI port.
No, it didn't. The Wii U did.
Oh, that's crazy. It didn't?
Yeah, it was only 480.
That's nuts.
Yeah. But you got any more video game news, or we want to get into something else? Because we also have 3 reviews to do.
3?
Yeah. Cocaine Better, Last of Us, and The Mandalorian.
Okay. I think no, hang on. Well, this is video game related technically.
Yeah.
There will be a movie adaptation of Dead by Daylight.
Okay. So, as someone who's played Dead by Daylight with our honorary third member of the Angry Blerds, shout out to Ryan J. Why? Because James Wan. Okay, James Wan, not Wayne.
Wan.
Put some respect on that man's name. And Blumhouse.
Yeah, they're going to be doing. I mean, they're good at what they do.
I know really cool. I know they're good at what they do, but Dead by Daylight has no story. So that's the thing, and it's like, are you going to use like all the are you going to create new characters? I mean, who's going to be the killer? Because Dead by Daylight, it has various killers who are just specifically made for the game. So you got the Hag, you got the big muscle-bound woman who throws an axe, you have the Trapper, and some more I can't think of because it's been so long since I played the game. So it's just like, who's going to be the killer? If you're going to do one, are you eventually going to like try to branch this out into multiple sequels? Are you falling asleep right now?
No, I'm listening to you, nigga. Hurry up,
bro, because your eyelid is getting heavy. So that's what I'm saying.
It's called blinking. All right,
you blinking slow. This is you. You looking at me? You slow blinking behind. But yeah, so basically, is this going to be a franchise? Is it going to be like a one-off or what? Because I want to know who the killers are going to be. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, so once again, got to see a trailer. All right. I'm just putting in my notes real quick.
All right, there's probably going to be more video game news, but I will sprinkle that layer here and there, I guess.
Yeah. So, since we're talking about movies, did you watch the trailer I posted for the Blackening?
I know I saw it. I didn't watch it.
Oh, God, Samir. So this is kind of like a horror comedy, like more along the lines of not necessarily scary movie, but I would say Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
So you got to watch this trailer, man. So basically it's about a group of friends that go on a cabin trip Juneteenth weekend, and they find a Ouija-like game called the Blackening. So it actually has like parallels to Saw and whatnot. So like the TV just randomly turns on and the guy's in a mask and got like this random girl and it's like, yo, you got until XYZ amount of time to, solve this game or this person's going to die. And it actually looks pretty good. I'm actually getting ready to post the trailer on our socials, so check that out. I would continue this conversation further, but this guy didn't watch the damn trailer.
I mean, I don't watch trailers for suspense and or horror movies. I want to be surprised. When the movie relies on its mystery and your lack of knowledge on the events to remain suspenseful and or foreboding, I need to go in as blind as possible. Just make sure your movie's good and I'll watch it.
Oh, okay. Well, talk to me. What you got?
Okay, so.
Oh, The Blackening comes out Juneteenth weekend. So I think June 13th. We got to go see that.
Well, all right. We got a first look at Cowboy Bebop creator Shinichiro Watanabe's new anime. A girl meets a boy and a robot. That's the title. A girl meets a boy and a robot. And we got some new production stills. It looks amazing. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So Shinichiro Watanabe is the whole news is that he's working on something new. All right, so he usually knocks it out of the park.
Okay. Hopefully, there's some full size. 16 by 9 screenshots that I can post because just posters is kind of weird. All right. Bad news for Samir. One of the shows that he was watching, which he's behind on by 3 seasons, is coming to an end. So Star Trek Discovery will be ending next season with season 5. So this was actually one of the, starter shows for, what was it, in CBS All Access, which starred Sonequa Martin Green, who was actually the first Black female lead in the, I want to say, 60-plus years of Star Trek. I mean, it's crazy. Bro, how many Star Trek series have we had and we've only had 2 Black captains?
Yeah, that don't, yeah.
Yeah, but...
I mean, we have shown other cats, but for them to be a lead in the ongoing series and or movie, not that many, just 2.
Yeah. Her and good old Avery Brooks as Captain Benjamin Sisko.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, Michelle Yao did a great job in this game. She was really good in that.
And what?
But she's like a side character.
Wait, what was she?
She got a lot of screen time though, but
she was in Deep Space Nine?
No, she was in Discovery.
Oh, I never watched it. So, I mean...
You should. It's really good. You obviously don't need pre-existing knowledge. It's not like Picard.
I might watch it now, and I was thinking about Picard, but yeah, bro, I didn't watch Next Gen. I watched an episode here or 2 of Next Generation, so it's not like I want to go back and watch, all 6, 7 seasons of that show?
You don't have to.
Yeah, but then I'm going to be lost. Like, I know a few characters like Geordie LaForge.
Just get a recap. Just get someone else already compiled all the pre-existing knowledge. Just get a quick recap and you're good to go.
Bro, that's 5 seasons of a show. That might be a 30-minute recap.
Yeah, it's a 30-minute.
That's not quick. 30 minutes isn't quick. I got stuff to do. But yeah, it's that I got to edit this podcast. I got to find screenshots and video clips and things of that to splice into the episode and whatnot. Then I got to try to make clips. I haven't been making clips for a while, dude. I've been making like comparison clips for The Last of Us, but podcast clips for us, not so much. Because it's like, because I got to go back and rewatch it and try to figure out, will this be a good clip? Maybe. So yeah, like I said, busy. I haven't even had a chance to read comics all this damn week. But yeah, so it sucks. But they did say that principal filming for the season is mostly complete, but there will be more additional filming to help craft a conclusion to the series. And it's saying more than likely it will in early 2024 next year. So, I mean, Samir, how was the show in the 2 seasons that you've watched so far?
It was really good. I loved all the characters. They're endearing. Special effects were on point. Yeah, it's Star Trek. Good Star Trek.
Is that a shade at Enterprise?
Yes.
Hey, man. I tried to get into Enterprise because I was like, okay, so this predates everything because it was like in like the late 90s, early 2000s. Bro, I think I only watched like the intro and that was it. That intro song was slapping. Like every now and then I go on YouTube every once in a while and watch it. But yeah, so yeah, guys, check out Star Trek Plus and all the other Star Trek series on Paramount Plus. So we got Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks. What's the one with Black Bolt, Anson Mount plays Captain Pike?
What about Star Trek Prodigy?
No, Prodigy's animated.
Prodigy. But that's another one that you also that was definitely obviously the demographics are younger kids, so that one the knowledge may vary on that one, but it's still good. I watched a couple episodes of that.
I'm really trying to think of what the hell is the name of the one with Anson Mount, who was actually on an episode of Smallville. Bro, did you know that he... Oh, never mind. That says Medi. I thought that said MIT. I was going to say he went to MIT. Strange New Worlds. So, yeah. Check those out. Samir, give me a story. Let's give him something to talk about.
All right, so Jack Kesy, has been cast as Hellboy in Hellboy: The Crooked Man reboot. Which I'm not ready to give up on Hellboy. I want a good Hellboy movie.
I gave up after the Golden Army.
It was good though.
I know, and I like how everyone's saying, "Oh, Deadpool 2 actor." It's like, bro, no one knows who he played in Deadpool 2. I just had to look it up. Apparently, he played Black Tom Cassidy. They should have said he was on the strain.
Was he in the damn
the jail? Yeah, he was the one who was beating up the fat kid. They could have said claws.
I hate this movie so much. So Black Tom Cassidy was in the jail beating up the fat kid?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, dude. It's been a minute since I watched Deadpool 2. It's on the shelf. Oh, he was also in the reboot of Death Wish with, who was in that? Bruce Willis? I know Eli Roth did it. Yeah, Bruce Willis. And Vincent D'Onofrio. What are you looking up the scene of Black Tom Cassidy in Deadpool 2?
No, I'm just like, it's just another reason to hate Fox and how they treated the mutants and the X-Men by extension. I didn't even know that was that character. Why?
They literally said his name.
Did they? I don't remember. He made no impact.
I mean, Deadpool 2 came out 2018, 19. When the fuck did Deadpool 2 come out? 20? Because I know the first one came out in 16, so it probably was 18.
Probably.
Yeah. But, I mean, like I said, I take Hellboy with a grain of salt. I really don't know anything about the franchise. I just know Ron Perlman did a good job, and nobody liked David Harbour.
It wasn't David Harbour's fault. He was a good cast. It's just everything else around him was just trash. Like that makeup was bad. How y'all don't have makeup ain't as good as
because everybody not gonna put in as much effort as Guillermo del Toro. You should know this by now, bro. Like how many reboots of things have we seen? And like it was just like, yeah, the original was better. Like one movie I can honestly say, despite the fact that both of them are rotten, the reboot was better than the first reboot. Punisher Warzone.
Punisher Warzone?
Yes. It was better than Thomas Jane's Punisher.
It was, but the bar was on the floor.
And they raised the bar up. I don't know how that movie got rotten. That one was more true to the comics than the one with Thomas Jane.
I know how that got rotten. You know how? Because in addition to being a little more comic accurate, the movie also needed to be written correctly, acted, and directed well. And there was none of those things.
I mean, I feel like it was written well because that's when I was starting to get in my Punisher bag. So I was reading all the Garth Dynasty villain stuff and Tim Bradstreet. So like the Marvel Max Punisher stuff, and that was literally Max like straight out from beginning to end. But yeah, I enjoyed Punisher Warzone, and also the Netflix series. But
yeah, Netflix. Yeah, John Bernthal killed it.
Yeah. So what? Oh, right. So I think we're pretty much done with news because, like I said, we have 3 reviews to do, and we've been going on for about 40-something minutes. So what do you want to do first? You want to get into Cocaine Bear or our TV shows?
Let's knock out Cocaine Bear.
All right. So let me pull up the news for this. All right. So Cocaine Bear was directed by Elizabeth Banks, and let me find out who wrote this because I'm like, bro. Whoever wrote this, Jimmy Warden. So, synopsis for this film. After a 500-pound black bear consumes a significant amount of cocaine and embarks on a drug-fueled rampage, an eccentric gathering of cops, criminals, tourists, and teenagers assemble in a Georgia forest. So, like we said, this movie was directed by Elizabeth Banks, and I really want to say this is her redemption movie after Charlie's Angels.
All right.
So for those of you who don't know, this is actually based off of a true story. It is
also embellishing, obviously.
I mean, yeah, this is heavily embellished. So this actually happened in 1985, and the difference between this movie and the real life story is the bear didn't actually kill anybody. So the bear actually OD'd and. The bear is actually stuffed in his. Where is it now?
That's sad,
bro. Okay, so here's the history of this. I'm going to go over the true story real quick. All right. So what I'm going to get into is kind of shown at the beginning of the movie. On September 11, 1985, former Lexington Police Department narcotics officer turned drug smuggler. Andrew Thornton was trafficking cocaine from Colombia to the United States. After dropping off a shipment in Blairsville, Georgia, Thornton and accomplice departed in a self-piloted Cessna 404 Titan. En route, the duo dropped 40 plastic containers of cocaine into the wilderness before abandoning the plane above Knoxville, Tennessee. Thornton was killed instantly when his parachute failed to open, according to the FBI. And so, on December 23rd of that same year, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation reported that a dead black bear had eaten a large amount of cocaine for the jettison containers. The containers held about 75 pounds of cocaine valued at $2 million, due to inflation 5.56. And by the time the scene was studied by government authorities, all the containers had been ripped open with their contents scattered. The chief medical examiner from the Georgia State Crime Lab, Dr. Kenneth Alonso, stated that his stomach was literally packed to the brim with cocaine, although he estimated the bear had absorbed about 3 or 4 grams into the bloodstream at the time of his death. All right. So basically, since they didn't want to waste the body of the bear, they had a taxidermy and they gave it back to the Chattahoochee River National Recreation Association. So apparently someone actually stole the bear and they didn't see it until it was in the pawn shop. And so then it was actually sent to the Kentucky for the Kentucky Fund Mail in Lexington, Kentucky, where it remains to this day. So apparently Waylon Jennings rumored to own the bear. So that's actually like a very famous country Vegas showsman. So apparently, according to this, the bear has the authority to officiate legal bindings in the mall where it's kept due to Kentucky's marriage law.
Okay.
Yeah. So cast of this movie: Kerry Russell, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Alden Ehrenreich, Christian Covery, Brooklyn Pierce, Isaiah Whitlock Jr., Margot Martindale, Ray Liotta, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Hannah Hoseka, Matthew Reese, and Christopher Hivju, who Samir may know from The Fast and Furious or Game of Thrones, Tormund Giantsbane.
Well, yeah, he was pretty. He was very easily recognizable. Yeah. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
5 minutes later.
Sorry, that wasn't your phone. No wife's.
So your wife is out, but she don't got her phone?
No, she's right over there. Oh, she was sleeping, so she didn't know the phone was ringing. It was an important call.
Oh, she was, bro. I thought you meant like she was out, not out as in. So yeah, we got Ice Cube, Felicity, Han Solo.
I mean, Ice Cube's clone.
I mean, he played his dad in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, his clone.
I know, but I couldn't remember his character's name from Star Wars. So that's why. Clay Davis from The Wire, and what the hell was Ray Liotta's character's name? Oh, Tommy Vercetti. Yeah, let's go with Vercetti since we kind of already brought that up.
So Ray Liotta passed away. When did he film his parts?
This movie was shot at the beginning of last year, dude. He passed away in May. Like I went with Loco to see it, and he didn't. Shout out to Loco from the Three Shades podcast. That man is real life 10-second time. And I feel like I'm like the grim specter of death because whenever we have a conversation, I'm always bringing up somebody who died and he didn't know. So the most recent one was obviously Ray Liotta, despite the fact that we talked about it on this podcast. Bro, he didn't know Leslie Nielsen died.
Okay.
But yeah, so thoughts and feelings on the movie. I enjoyed it. I thought the one little kid was hilarious. What was his name? Started with an H. Henry. Yeah. And apparently that's the kid from Sweet Tooth.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's Gus. I didn't realize it because, he ain't got rabbit ears and whatnot. But so, yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, dude. And good old Scott Seiss, who is inspiring everyone to snap at customers on TikTok. So, yeah, thoughts and feelings, dude.
All right. So I like the movie overall. However, it definitely kind of peaked at the ambulance scene and did not reclaim that excitement.
Same, because that scene was like bonkers, and I saw that scene early because they decided to post that clip on, the internet.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm just like, come on, man, really? Sorry about that. My mouse is somehow connected to my iPad, which is kind of freaking. Okay, there we go. I guess I can use my iPad as a second monitor, but god damn it, stop it. So yeah, I mean, I had no complaints with the movie, and I was just like geeked out from like Jump Street. Although I did miss the beginning of the movie, like maybe like the first 5 minutes, because like how movies are supposed to have like at least 10 minutes worth of trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. And like it got to the part where old boy from the almost said the last service from Game of Thrones and his girl got scooped up. So
that's
like
pretty much the beginning.
So okay, so we didn't see the guy actually jump out the plane or like the coke being like dropped out.
Yeah, you see that, and then you see the
bear eat the coke.
Yeah,
so we didn't even they didn't show the bear.
The bear already had ingested the coke by the time he attacks the hikers.
Yeah, so we didn't see him ingest the coke or any of that stuff. Like we just saw
you don't see it initially.
Oh, so but you do see
it coked out.
Oh, okay. So I really didn't miss much.
No.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so I enjoyed the movie. I really think what was the daughter's name? Dee Dee. I think she should have died because why you skipping school?
That's why she should die.
Yeah, take your behind to school, like your mama told you to.
I should sidebar something. You ever heard of the tragedy of the school explosion in 1930s England?
No.
Okay, so a school had a gas leak and it exploded, killing 300 students and teachers in London. Right,
bro, you gotta stop spending so much time with TikTok. I know you only know this because of TikTok.
So who cares? So the point is, this guy's grandfather who survived it. The only reason why he survived was because he was acting up and got put in the front of the class.
Wait, what?
And then his brother went to the school
Only reason why he didn't die, his whole chemistry class died. Only reason why he didn't die because he skipped and went fishing. So both of them was acting up, and they both survived because of that. Also, he was a good kid at heart. He helped in the rescue efforts and got a medal. So there's that. Point is, you never know what happens. If she went to school, she would have missed the whole bear thing. Who knows? So you telling people?
So are you telling our young audience to skip school because you never know what's going to happen?
Young, we have a restricted tag on our podcast.
I mean, define young because I'm talking about high schoolers. Like my goddaughter listens to this podcast.
If you in high school,
at least keep your behind in class.
You can exercise your own judgment. Alicia, do what you're gonna do. Do what's best for you.
No, you shut up. You are not a godfather. I am. Okay. You go to school. You want to go? No, you gonna tell your nephews and nieces they can skip school.
I mean, I could, but their moms are there to tell them.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Anyway, back to Cocaine Bear. I just think that after the ambulance scene, which was really well done, the movie just takes a huge dip in excitement and got kind of. I mean, and the ending was anticlimactic.
The ending gave Jurassic Park 1 vibes, honestly. Remember with the T-Rex just
but not in a good way.
Yeah, but so I actually liked the scene where Isaiah Whitlock finally got to Georgia. And he shot off David's. How he shoot off? Explain to me, Samir. How does he shoot off?
They weren't even together.
Yeah, he shot off the middle in the ring. I mean, in the pinky.
No, it was the index in the middle in the ring finger.
No, it was the index in the. I mean, it was the middle in the pinky because his ring finger was still there.
No, his ring was on the ground.
Pinky ring, fool.
It was a pinky ring.
Yes,
I didn't know that. That hand is no. So I've heard I found out recently that the most important fingers on your hand are the thumb and the pinky.
Yep.
If you lose these two, your whole hand is useless.
Yeah, support.
Yeah. These three here, honestly, the other two will take up, function. But this one and this one, no, you don't want to lose those.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Keep your fingers. They're important.
That's the name of the episode because I couldn't think of a title. But yeah, so, bro, shout out. I mean, Reba sucks.
Reba?
Yeah, the lady who he left the dog with.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she fine though.
Yeah, she was, but still, fine don't give you a pass to
police corruption.
Yes, to be a corrupt cop.
She made sure the dog got a home.
She's like, man, get this dog.
But yeah, she got cut shot. Like that was he trusted her.
Yeah,
I felt for Buddy.
Man, and okay, so I mean, you never watched The Wire, right?
No.
All right. So Isaiah Whitlock, I mean, you saw The Five Bloods, right?
Yeah.
So ever since The Wire, Isaiah Whitlock is always known for going shit. I was like, come on, man, you got to give us at least one in the damn movie, and he did. So I was pissed. I'm like, is this where it happens? It's kind of like the scene in Hot Tub Time Machine whenever you think Crispin Glover's going to lose his arm. I'm like, is this where it happens? No, damn it.
He lost it eventually.
No, but I'm talking about Isaiah Whitlock just going, shit. I'm like, because he does it in every single thing. He did it in The Five Bloods. He did it in She Hate Me. Ever since The Wire. This is possibly the first time I've seen this man on screen, and he didn't go, shit. I actually need to get a soundbite of that. You shit. Use it on the podcast. But yeah, man. So it's messed up. He died on top of a gazebo where, it's going to take probably a few days for people to find his rotting corpse.
Nah, well.
What?
Nah, they're going to look all over that. No, because What's-Her-Face is going to tell the authorities.
You really think she's going to tell them?
Someone's going to say there's bodies all over. There's a hiker out there. They're going to find him eventually.
You got to think, dude. The only people who knew that his body was out there was Reba, who I'm pretty sure isn't going to tell anything.
The hiker's wife and the hiker out there too.
Yeah, Samir. But the hiker can tell people that his wife was out there. No one knows.
He died too.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
The bear found him because he was outside the cave.
Did they show that?
Yeah. because they talked about it. They said you saw what happened to that hiker. He died off screen.
I thought they were talking about his wife.
Nah.
I'm gonna have to look this up real quick, because I'm like, bro, I could have sworn he lived. Because yeah, bro, I could have sworn he lived. Hold on a second, Cocaine Bear. Let's go to Wikipedia. No, don't. God, where's the Wikipedia link? There we go. All right. Olaf. Oh, damn, he did die. Well, too bad for Olaf. Well, I mean, so, Kerry Russell and the kids could say, hey, there was a hiker out there who was Dutch or German or whatever, and, she said his wife was out there. So that's 2 bodies found. Nobody knew about, like I said, everyone who knew about good old Bob ain't going to reveal where he's at, because, you got 2 drug stooges who went back to their state, and a corrupt cop, and Stash, he left with a whole bag of coke.
Yeah, it said apparently each of those bags was worth $14 million on the street.
Yeah. So
I mean, it said it's worth $14, but you got to find a buyer. You got to make sure that buyer ain't going to kill you.
Yeah.
He probably hopefully get maybe half of that worth out of that, but that still be still enough to start a new life.
And I'm glad we didn't get Cocaine Sheep, because he learned his lesson after seeing that bear and said, nah, hold on, he stopped the truck. Let me get my bag from back there just in case.
Yep.
But yeah, so what do you rate the movie?
6.5
out of 10?
Yeah. Dude, I'm sorry, it dipped.
Because like the last 30, 40 minutes, you didn't like the scene with them in the cave and Ray Liotta being a jerk and Kerry Russell got the gun?
No, it was getting muddled, and that I'm like, the tone was all okay. So it's like the movie didn't keep momentum. It kind of stagnated when they got to the cave, found the daughter, the cubs were there. It's like, I don't know. I wasn't, like I said, the movie didn't keep its momentum. I'm sorry, I have to dock it a significant amount of points for that. It couldn't stick the landing.
I would say I would give it a 7. Just because of the beginning that you filled me in on. So, like, I figured, like, you would see the bear actually ingest the coke the first time around, as opposed to him just mauling.
No, you only see it ingest coke, like, it's sniffing around the coke, and it breathes it in a lot, and then it ate that whole bag, which would have definitely killed it in real life.
Yeah.
Ate the whole bag. That's the only time you see it, like, ingest cocaine.
Yeah, so that I feel like you lose points for that, because if you just go into that movie blind, I mean, yeah, the title Cocaine Bear, but you're like, I just felt like, since I didn't see it, I thought the bear had already took the coke and they showed it on screen. So that's why I'm giving it, but I say an 8.
7.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving it a 7. But yeah, guys, check out Cocaine Bear. I mean, like I said, good movie. Just some things could have been more fleshed out. All right. So let's get into chapter 17, season 3, episode 1 of The Mandalorian. So this episode was directed by Rick Fukuyama. I'm sorry, Famuyiwa. All right. And written by Jon Favreau. So when this episode started, I thought we were legit getting a flashback. Did you get those vibes?
Yeah, no, because Carl Weathers' character, whose name escapes me at this moment, I don't know why.
Grieve Karga.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah, he acted as an audience stand-in to like fill us in on the time.
No, I'm talking about when Din goes and meets the rest of the Watch, and you see the kid get his helmet. I thought that was a flashback to Din.
Oh,
as a child. With the giant gator, and he comes and saves everyone's ass, and basically, the armor has to tell him, you got to go purify yourselves in the water of Lake Minnetonka. Got Purple Rain vibes straight off of that.
You must purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
You don't need to do that. You didn't watch the movie. You just saw Apollonia's tits, and that was it.
Listen, I also watched the Chappelle Show, so
Damn,
game blouses.
So just fuck the source material for that scene, huh?
Yeah. Shoot the J. Shoot it.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that's a true story. Prince could actually hoop. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So Grogu and Din head back to Navarro, where Grief Karga is now the High Magistrate, and he's like, "Yo, man, you helped us out here, so you want to be the new the sheriff or whatever?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Nah, I'm cool. What happened to Cara doing? Oh, she went to go work for the Empire." It's like, really?
Yeah. Get out of there. Yo, she went to work for the Empire. She sucks.
Like, I rewound that like 3 times. I'm like, damn, they did it like that.
They did it like that. They no chill. Yo, she worked for the Empire. For the money. No honor.
But yeah.
Oh man, that's good. That's good.
But yeah, so then they get interrupted by some pirates who are members of Karga's guild, and basically they're like, "Hey man, run us our money." They're like, "No man, you can't do that here no more. We partner with the Republic and whatever. This is a peaceful town." Because like one dude was like trying to go drink with kids. It's like, bro, those are kids. And basically we had a standoff, and shout out to Carl Weathers, man. He still got them skills at 70 plus years old.
Yeah, you think the robes are just for sure? Nah, the robes he got to burn in the robes.
Yeah. So basically, him and Mando took out 4 of the dudes and let the other one go. And then decides to, hey, let's revive IG-11, and we see some of Babu Frick's race, whose name is lost my memory at the moment. But yeah, so they revive. Bro, how dirty is it that they basically took what was left of his corpse and put it as a statue in the center of the town?
I mean,
that's bro, that's kind of crazy. Like, I mean,
droids don't got no rights, man.
I mean, bro, that's like what Russia did with Lenin's body. His body is on display at the Kremlin, right?
Oh, I did not know that.
And he's been dead since like the 80s. So like they keep it in like an airtight seal. Like one day I was just bored and I was just on a Wikipedia deep dive, and I don't know why I looked up Vladimir Lenin of all people. But yeah, like bro, when they clean up his body, like they got to go take it in like to a pressurized room, and like they got to like clean up. It's like air seal tight. You really looking this up? Yeah, bro, it's weird. It's like I don't really remember how I got on the deep dive on that. But yeah, so like, bro, so then basically they take whatever parts were left in the statue, and basically he goes back to his factory settings and tries to kill Grogu. Oh, that's what they're called, Anzalians. So yeah, they inform him that they need a memory core to fix him, and basically, then goes off to leaves Navarro and search for it, and he asks Grief to
this whole series look after a side quest.
Yeah. So Din gets attacked by the pirates, and because they let that one dude live, and shit goes sideways, and then just gotta
kill all your enemies.
You gotta start murking people in space. And so after that, they go to hyperspace, and they go to Calvala, the main planet in the Mandalorian system, where Bo-Katan ain't got her whole squad left her. Why? Because she ain't got the Darksaber. They're like, oh, we ain't gonna follow you.
It. The only person that was there was what's baby girl name?
Who?
In the episode where she last was shown, Kay Stackoff who was playing Bo-Katan.
Yeah,
she didn't want to take the Darksaber from Din. Who was there with her?
I can't remember. It might have been Sasha Banks. Yeah, and
Sasha Banks. Who was her? What was her character name though?
What the fuck was her character's name?
The point is she was the only one there.
It was like something Keeves or something like that.
Something like that. She was the only one there, and besides all the other allies and whatnot. But the only one part of her core crew was Sasha Banks. She should have just said, "Yo, I'm gonna take this shite. Don't gotta say nothing. Let's go and kill Moff Gideon."
Casca Reeves.
There we go. Yeah, that's it. She should. I don't know. The point is, sometimes
I'm sorry, she's no longer Sasha Banks because she is not in the WWE anymore. She is Mercedes Moné.
Okay, cool. All right, I dig it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think Casca, you know, can we just admit that all the Mandalorians are just like crazy? Because for starters, she called the Watch a cult. So, yeah, they're a cult. But you got to also admit the other Mandalorians are a cult as well. It's like, yo, you can't be the leader unless you got the Darksaber. It's like, really? So I need this MacGuffin to lead?
Listen, it's a reason why they...
As opposed to my family lineage.
It's a reason why they clashed with the Jedi back in the Old Republic. Like, they were out of pocket. Their whole empire was out of pocket. They fought the Jedi Order to a standstill death. That takes a lot. And they psychos. You know, it takes a lot of fortitude to run around in that armor and got everyone scared of you. It's the reason why people fear them. It's the reason why the Empire's like, yo, we're going to take everyone over. Let's get them first. All right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, bro, it's just so crazy to me that like you're telling Din in season 2, oh yeah, man, you're part of a cult, but my cult is better than this cult because we can take off our helmets, but we need the leader to have this sword to lead. It's like, call a spade. All y'all crazy. Moral of the story. So yeah, Din's going off to do whatever he wants because he said, I have no interest in leading Mandalore. I'm going to go back to Mandalore and purify myself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. If, you know, the whole city, if the whole town isn't burnt to ash because, you know, we got this one little thing that, you know, I found on the black market. So yeah, Mandalore's still around, but I don't know. This might just be a fool's errand at this point.
But yo, how about Grogu? First of all, no one wants to call Grogu. They still call him
Baby Yoda. I'm sick and tired. No, not the critter, the child. The critter.
Or what they call because oh god, I don't remember this dude's name. He called it a critter. He said, "You still hang out with this critter?"
Oh yeah, Grief Karga, bro. How hard is it to remember Grief Karga? The one black guy on the show, Grief. Think of like sadness, Grief Karga, cargo, association. But yeah. But he didn't know his name was Grogu because you got to remember the only person who he was with when that happened was Ahsoka, and it's like, hey, we ain't have a chance to talk about Grogu. It's like he went off and went training with Luke for 2 years and then went and did his own thing.
Can we talk about the time? John Favreau is out of pocket.
Okay, I get it because it's a TV series and TV series, sometimes they don't establish the time frame.
Isn't indicated. So he was with Luke for 2 years training. 2 years of Jedi training is significant. That's why he's losing his force powers with no problem now.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like, that's significant, man. And it's like, that's only going to get, and if he could take those, the foundation Luke gave him and utilize it, he's going to be formidable later on.
Yeah. But he's not gonna have a lightsaber.
Yeah, that's the only. First off, you can always build your own lightsaber. All right. Secondly,
does he know the properties of building? Does he have the
there's a process to it, so it doesn't kill you. But again, he can easily learn how to do it or steal one. There's probably tons of lightsabers on the black market, also.
Yeah, but how many tiny lightsabers are there out there?
Not many. Those are very rare.
Exactly. Luke made him that little tiny lightsaber.
There are probably.
When we reviewed the book of Boba Fett, we really should talk about that. How in hell did Luke make that little ass lightsaber?
Force.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, let's think about it. With his Force mastery, he needs to sit there. And honestly, a lot of Jedi assemble their lightsabers with the Force for fine control. Yeah, they take it, they put all the screws and all the kyber crystal falling in place, and they close it together. It's cool. I've seen it done a couple of times, actually. So yeah, it's just smaller.
I'm sorry, dude. I got to do it. You know what's really cool? The Force.
Look, it's okay to say that and be excited about it when you're talking about Star Wars. When you're in front of a goddamn press conference running for governor, that's when it's not okay to go on a tangent talking about werewolves and werewolves are really Oh God! All right, you want to wrap up this review and move on to the next thing?
Yeah. So,
oh God, that part's really cool.
Yeah.
That's never, dude. That guy, it was like 6 months ago, and that shit's still funny.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So, what do you rate the episode?
I'm biased at this point, and just give me more. So, just the 10.0.
I give it a 9 just because I felt like they were just trying to cram so much of the outline of this whole season into one episode. Well, 9.5. So you lose half a point. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So guys, you can check out The Mandalorian on Disney Plus on Wednesdays. So yeah, guys, let's get into the meat and potatoes of what the end of this episode is going to be. The episode that once again has divided fans of the show because they don't know shit about the video game. The Last of Us, episode 7, titled Left Behind, directed by Liza Johnson, and this episode was actually written by Neil Druckmann. So for those of you who are unaware, this episode is literally the entire DLC, which shares the same title, Left Behind. So, I'm sorry. So, Liza Johnson, who directed this episode, actually played the game, and she was actually encouraged to take an original approach. And this mall is not green. Okay, let me rephrase that. This entire mall is not green screen. So, the mall was actually set up for demolition. And it was actually a one-story mall in Canada. So the second floor is all CG. So what do you want to get to first? Oh, wait, let me give you a little quick synopsis of the episode as soon as I find it, because Google wants to act stupid. You know what? Screw it, because the freaking internet wants to, like I said, act stupid. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Had no issues with it whatsoever. Samir, what are your thoughts on it? Because we both played the DLC.
Mean, it hit me just like the DLC did. Not as hard as the DLC did, but pretty damn close.
I'm kind of indifferent because I felt like the DLC hit me more. So yeah, so this is just. Yeah, so, okay, synopsis says, Joel fights to survive from, being impaled with a broken baseball bat. Ellie flashes back to the night that changed everything for her. So this is basically Ellie's OG origin story. So we see her in the Fedra camp, just jogging, listening to Pro Jam on a Walkman, and she gets into a fight with a girl named Bethany because Bethany took her Walkman and then teases her.
Can we talk about where's she getting the batteries from?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
listen, even rechargeable batteries, the cells will die.
End date. Everything has a shelf life.
Yeah, batteries leak. They don't have an indefinite shelf life. Power cells don't last forever. Cell phones, even if they recharge, will eventually die. Like the charge don't last. The lithium cells go out. Yeah. I don't know how they can recharge anything in this world, but anyway, that's just why does the lightsaber know when to stop? The Force. Anyways, go on.
So, yeah. So, Bethany takes Ellie's Walkman and says, hey, you don't fight. Oh, yeah, your friend did all your fighting for you. But guess what? She's not here anymore.
Hey, sometimes you got to show them. You got to show them.
Hey, well, I was just about to say that. So, she knocked an Ellie bug. So, Ellie gave her, 16 stitches?
Yeah.
Yeah, 16 stitches. And Ellie just walked away with a black eye. And, she actually...
sometimes you got to help him out. And she step out of line again. You got to help him again.
Hey, like old buddy said in the TikTok video, the more you fucking out, the more you're going to find out. So Captain Kwong actually pulled her to the side and told her, hey, you have potential to be like a great leader. But if you keep going this way, you're going to end up doing shit duty. So you can either A, deal with shit duty and deal with people like Bethany your entire life, or B, you can command people like Bethany and put them on shit duty. And, Ellie decides to go with option B and obviously asks for a Walkman back. So later on that night, when she's getting ready to go to bed, Riley sneaks back into the room. And Riley also tells her that she joined the Fireflies. And she's like, look, you're going to come with me. You're going to say no, but you're eventually going to say yes. And so we find out that it's Riley's last night in Boston. So Riley takes Ellie to the mall to experience the 4 wonders of the world.
Well, it's 5.
But yes, because of the escalator. Yeah. So, she goes down an escalator. We get the scene from the carousel and the scene that everyone loves from the game, the photo booth. And you get to the arcade as well. So, the question that seems to be on everybody's mind, because, they don't listen to podcasts or watch the inside the episodes when the episode ends, how on earth did Riley know how to do the fatalities? So if you actually go back and pay attention in this episode, and Riley...
He didn't say she's been there for weeks.
well, not just that. Riley and Ellie's room, there is a poster for Mortal Kombat 2. So they obviously have an obsession with this game. So what Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin said on the last of this official podcast is that, hey, since these two girls are obsessed with this game, I'm pretty sure they scoured every, as far as they can go to find any type of Mortal Kombat paraphernalia. So you know what that includes? Game Informer magazines. So they found old magazines, and that's how Riley learned how to do the fatalities. And if you go back to episode 3, Ellie actually says, hey, I had a friend who knew everything about this game.
Yes. Yes.
So there's that. So that explains that, guys. And so during their, fun time and hoopla and whatnot, you actually see that there is an infected, just basically in a corner, and their noise wakes him up. So then, they go to where Riley was sleeping, and Ellie finds the bombs that she was making, and Riley assures Ellie that, hey, I would never use these against you. And, Ellie's like, yeah, right. So, yeah, do you think they're going to listen to you?
So there's a lot of subtext in this show, and in this episode in particular.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, all the Fireflies are POCs. Like, why is that? Like, I haven't seen that many white Fireflies. There's some. I haven't seen that many, though.
I mean, because we haven't really come across that many.
And then you have, Tommy was one, and obviously Marlene. And
but Tommy quit.
Yeah, he did quit eventually. And then, and then you obviously see some of the dead Fireflies running around. I see that some of them were probably white. The point I'm making a point here, is Riley, for instance, is a very skilled, intelligent young woman, and she snuck easily, without breaking a sweat, snuck past, regimented patrols easily. But this girl ends up with sewer duty. Why?
Attitude, probably.
Yeah, but then he sees Ellie's attitude and be like, "Oh, but you can be a leader. Which one you gonna choose?"
But
also, Bethany got an attitude. Also, what the heck?
Yeah. I mean, we don't know where Bethany's going to end up. We just know that Captain Kwong said he said
if you keep on, Bethany's going to be your commander. She's obviously looked at as at least an officer, not someone who's going to go.
But he could have also just been saying that to manipulate Ellie. So as far as we know, we don't see Ellie's full potential, but we see that she's driven. She's out here doing her PE and everything, and she's doing her best to keep up. So he obviously sees something in her, but like I said, he could have been manipulating Ellie. Like, hey, get your shit together, okay? That's all I'm saying. So Ellie gets ready to leave, and she hears screaming in the mall, and she runs back, and it's basically a spirit Halloween. And
knockoff like it.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been a spirit Halloween because they did use actual stores. So there was a Gap in there, there was a GameStop, there was a Foot Locker. I mean, I think it was a spirit Halloween. Then I think about it. Let's just say Halloween store. That doesn't matter, semantics and whatnot. So basically, they basically say goodbye. Well, they get ready to say goodbye, and Riley. You found out that Riley actually took Ellie's Walkman and hooked it up to the stereo system, where they end up dancing to who was it? I want to say Nina Simone's rendition of "I Got You, Babe."
Yeah, that's what it was.
I'm not sure if it was Nina Simone. It might have been Etta James. I don't remember. But that's neither here nor there.
It was Etta James. I think it was Etta James. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so when that happens, they kiss, and Ellie
says, yes, she'll stay.
Yeah. She says she'll stay, and, their time together gets ruined by an infected who they both fight off, and that's when they both get bit. And they say we have like one of two options. We can take ourselves out, or we can wait to see how long it takes. On what was option 3?
Suicide. Wait.
No, just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because remember, Riley said she didn't like option 1.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. And so after that, we flash back to the present where, I'm sorry, Ellie, but come on, man. You were in federal school. Come on. You couldn't use Joe's booze and the whiskey to disinfect that needle?
I was thinking that. I'm like, yo, this guy gonna get sick. Like, there is no effect. I'm like, yo, this look like it's on
straight tetanus.
Yeah, tetanus, sepsis, all that. Yeah.
So To all the idiots on IGN who decided to review bomb this episode because of gay shit, you clearly never played the game, and did you just think they were going to change shit just because it got adapted into a TV show? Especially if the guy who wrote the show.
I didn't see as much review bombing and blackballing in this episode. Did they review on this episode?
Yep.
Oh, I love it. I'm glad. I love it. I love that they hate it. I love that they're upset and it's taking up real estate in their brains.
But yeah, man, it got review bombed again, just like episode 3. So it's just like, y'all.
To be clear, this one episode wasn't nearly as gay as episode 3.
I mean, episode 3 really wasn't gay. They literally just got into bed together, and that was it. And they had one kiss. That was it. Just like this one. One kiss. So yeah, you can actually like look it up on like just type in The Last of Us and go to news. Yeah, so yeah, this one, like I said, was getting review bombed very heavily. Let me see if I can find some of the quotes. So yeah, it got 3,700 one-star reviews on IMDb.
That's not that much. It's only 3,000 incels.
Let me see if I can find. Yeah, I can't find it. But yeah, I mean, people just need to get a life.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, so what do you rate this episode, Samir?
I have no problems with it. Okay, so this one, again, I'm biased because I love Last of Us, and it can do almost no wrong because they've been doing so well. So it's kind of this one, it got all the check boxes correct. It's missing one tiny thing to make it just as good as it's my first time consuming it. What? And I think that might just be the first time I saw it, it was amazing. The second time I see it, it isn't as amazing because I knew what was coming. That might be it. So I'm going to give it a 9.8 only because that last 0.2% is like, it's not my first time seeing it. But I'm not saying they should have deviated. No, dude, you did a great job. Keep doing it. I love it.
All right. So I'm giving it a 9.5. Mainly for the same reason you did, but also because Neil Druckmann, who wrote the game, wrote this episode. So he could have just took his original script and, put it directly to the game. So a few lines were changed here and there. So I'm a little picky about that. I mean, because this is just DLC, dude. So, yeah. But yeah, guys, I do believe we are going to call it a wrap. So This is Bernard, a.k.a. the Scarlet Spider.
And this is Samir, the King in Black.
And that was another episode of the Angry Blerds podcast.
Join us next time. Same Blerd channel, same Blerd network.
And I got one thing to say. Be nice to everyone, especially, if you're young out there, be nice to everyone because you never know who someone's going to be when they grow up. Because I don't know if you saw the whole Michael B. Jordan thing with L'Oreal on the red carpet.
No, I didn't.
Bro. So we're not reviewing Creed because Samir's like, nah, we're not doing that despite the fact
I want to see the movie. I'm excited to see it.
I know, but still, man. Michael B. Jordan guy, he said, yo, he went to anime for a lot of these fight scenes. So, but
all right, fine. We're reviewing it next week. We're doing Creed.
Okay, so we're reviewing Creed 3 next week, guys. So, L'Oreal, she has a morning radio show called The Morning Hustle. It's basically based out of Atlanta. She has several podcasts. One I was actually on like 3 times called Bully and the Beast. She was on Lip Service with Angela Yee. So she actually went to high school with Michael B. Jordan, and so she's getting ready to interview Michael B. Jordan, and she's like, yeah, we went to high school together, right? And he's like, oh, yeah, the corny kid, right? And he's just looking at her side. He's like, yeah, look at me now. So.
What? Why? No shit. Oh, my God. Yo. I'm not mad, brother. Go off, fam. Go off.
Okay.
All the corny, awkward kids in high school, go off. Go off.
Yeah. Okay. So in L'Oreal's defense, she never called him corny. And people have actually done their research and deep dive this. I've even listened to like a few podcasts where she talked about going to high school with Michael B. Jordan. She said she never called him corny, which is a fact. They used to make fun of him because of his name, and he always used to walk around with a headshot. So she never called him corny. Someone on a podcast that she was on called him corny.
He was walking around with a headshot? Like a legit?
keep in mind, this was when he was in high school. So, dude, when he was in high school, he had already done hardball and he was on The Wire. So he kind of maybe had an inflated ego.
I mean, yeah, but also back then it wasn't cool to watch anime. So who knows? Maybe
I mean, nobody said anything about anime. I just said that he incorporated like a lot of like Dragon Ball Z, Baki, My Hero, moves into the film. But yeah, so yeah, you never know who someone's gonna be when they grow up. So like, heaven forbid one of us, hit the lotto and then, somebody from, our childhood who possibly bullied us. Like, hey man, remember me? I went to high school. I remember you stole my Game Boy Advance, right? So yeah, you never know who people are gonna be. So teach your kids not to bully people, and that's basically the moral of the episode. I got nothing else to say on that. Like Birdman said, I ain't got no more talking. So we will see y'all next week when we review Creed 3, Episode 2 of The Mandalorian, and Episode 8 of The Last of Us. Okay, so guys, double Pedro Pascal duty, heavy reviews for movies this March, because we got Creed 3, we got Shazam. What else is coming out? Are we reviewing 65? Adam Driver sci-fi movie. Yeah. So we're reviewing 65. I'm actually going to Rotten Tomatoes or Flickster right now to see what else is coming out this month. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. First time directing, certified fresh, 87%.
It's the highest gross in the franchise.
Yeah. Okay, so let me start off with movies. Creed 3. God damn it, bro. 65 and Scream 6 come out the same week, the same day.
We can review them on the same episode. You just gotta stick down.
I know, dude. Damn. John Wick, Shazam.
John Wick 2.
Yeah.
John Wick as well.
Yeah, March 24th. Yeah, we're gonna be broke on to entertain you guys. Every week there's a movie coming out.
I ain't gonna go broke, but I'm just tired. Oh my god.
But yeah, guys. So, and then, it's a thriller Inside with Willem Dafoe. That's the movie where he's an army. Yeah. You want to do that one as well or not? No, screw it. No, let's skip that. We already got too many movies. Okay. So yeah, guys,
we'll play that one. We'll play that one by ear.
I don't know, man. Cause bro,
some of these reviews will be late. Some of these reviews probably won't hit until April anyway. So we'll just have to space them out.
Bro, April is also busy. We got Super Mario Brothers. We got Renfield.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons. The end of the month in March. So yeah, I think we just gonna skip things fast. We gonna watch it, but we're not gonna review it. But yeah, guys. So you got a lot of reviews coming from us. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. Go to our TikTok. It's Angry.Blurs.podcast. I'm posting comparisons of The Last of Us, and I gotta make some clips for the episodes. And I think maybe we should open the email to like questions and whatnot. How do you feel about that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, guys. So if you got a question about anything like nerd related that you want some information on, you can send us an email at angry.blurs.podcast@gmail.com. And we will see you next week. Samir, tell the people goodbye.
Live long and prosper. Always lead with honor.
And always hold on to Smallville.
No one said anything much.